Well, here goes nothing. I'm going to try live coding this and recording it. So I guess it's not quite live because it's recorded. Anyway, I'm going to walk through trying to solve this problem. So this is from Eric Dorman's purely functional mailing list, and he gives kind of a weekly coding challenge. So this week's is task dependencies. The breakdown is we get a list of tasks essentially. Here's our tasks, and then we get a dependencies, which apparently is a vector of vectors, where the item on the left is the dependency of the item on the right. So yeah, we need to put on our socks before we can put on our shoes, and ideally we should cook breakfast before we eat breakfast, and so on and so forth. And then what we got to do, apparently, is define this order tasks function that makes it so based on these dependencies, it will print a list of doing the things in the right order. Boy, I shouldn't be sipping coffee while I'm recording a thing, but that's what I get for being brand new. Whew! All right, so let's give this a shot. I've got a project kind of running in the background, so we're not starting totally from scratch, but mostly it's a pretty empty namespace. And I've got caps lock on. Okay, all right, so let's define these things so we've got them. And if I throw the dependencies in here, common. Wow, I might need to keep with the coffee, folks. Order tasks. All right, well, everything's at least not exploding, so we'll see how it goes. Now, generally, when I'm trying to solve a problem like this, I guess I try and think about like the data structure we might need here. So I feel like it's kind of like a graph problem, right? But that can usually be pretty easily represented in Clojure with a map, if depending on the problem. So I'm wondering if I can just start with a reducer. Go from there. What would I be reducing? I want like a map dependencies, and I probably want to loop over the dependencies themselves. I got my map, and I've got a pair. At least that's how these are defined in Eric's domain here. So we've got a, what do you call it, requirement, or that's the dependency. This is the dependent, I suppose. Got to come up with a name. And then what do we want to do with that? Let's just, for now, just build something up. Let's associate and say the dependent actually depends on the dependency. What have we got there? So we got our shoes requiring our socks. Yeah, I mean, that works, but then how do we go from tasks to, how do we go to ordering those things now? Yeah, let's just go through this. I think let's just put this in a variable. We'll call our depths, I guess. A lot of overridden names and abbreviated names here. Now I feel like we want to kind of reduce for tasks. Reduce. This time we'll go over tasks. We'll have a vector. We'll try and wind up with a vector. I don't know if that's what we'll wind up with, but we'll go with that for now. And let's look over the tasks. So we'll go with like let dependencies, or let d equals deps. Let's do get deps. Task. And if we have a dependency, what we want to do is just conj both. Let's keep it simple. For now, I'll just conj both the dependency and the task to the vector. Clearly, we're going to end up with like duplicates and things like that because like tasks includes everything, and so we're going to include both the task and the dependency. So that's not great, but it's just a place to start. We'll say if we don't have any dependencies though, we'll just conj the task. Oh, I don't really want conj. Just get stupid here. Start with our vector, conj both the dependency and the task itself onto it. And otherwise, we'll just conj just the task. Let's see what I'm getting here, if I'm at least getting the output I want. Sure, I'm getting something at any rate. You can kind of see socks showing up twice here as expected, but at least for shoes, like socks is showing up before shoes. So that is a bit of a win. Yeah, the interesting thing here, I guess just stepping back and thinking about it, is that depending on like where breakfast comes in the mix, like which one of these we hit first, like the socks and shoes are essentially independent or orthogonal to any of the breakfast stuff. So the sock stuff could print, as long as we went sock shoes, we could do that before breakfast, or we could do the breakfast stuff and then sock shoes. I don't know that it matters or is pertinent, but just hit my brain, and here I am recording my thoughts. Okay. Oh boy, I'm like way more nervous. I expected to be doing this. Kind of strange. Step back, breathe. I guess kind of what I would like is, if possible, like once a task has been assigned, I don't really want it appearing at all in the list. It means I've already done it. So it's almost as though I need like an extra bit of state to track. So I think in that case, what I'll often like to do is like just toss it in a map. So we'll have a, brother, I want to call this tasks because we'll call it ordered. And that will be our empty vector to start with. And then tasks, say available maybe. And we want the task in there, but I'm going to toss them in as a set. Yeah. And what we're going to want to end up doing eventually is just returning the ordered list that we wind up with. So just for the sake of trying to do a clean refactor, let's do, it's no longer V, it's more like it's our state. So wait, there is a clever, IntelliJ keyboard shortcut for that refactoring bit. Okay, so at this point, what I kind of want to do is update state. Can I do this with the update? That doesn't seem like it would work. Well, I could just do this. I want the ordered, right? That's what I want to, or update in, I guess. Update in state. I want to update. No, update should work with just a key. Update state ordered. And then we can just toss in the conj d, conj t, or update state ordered. Conj t. Feels better, feels better. Let's see if I broke anything there. Nah, at least I'm getting the same crappy stuff I was getting before, so that's cool. Okay, so I kind of want one check to say, well, we're going to probably need to overhaul this thing quite a bit. First, if I get a task from my task that's no longer available, like I just kind of want to skip it. So let's just change to that. If I'm going to break out these keys. I want those available. Available as state. If contains available t, the task, then we kind of proceed with this. Otherwise, we're just going to proceed with state as it was. So let's go ahead and just evaluate that, run it. Everything looks okay at a glance. I just want to make sure I didn't break anything. So now that we've got that contains, yeah, I actually kind of want to like dissociate with the thing now. Anyway, we have the task available. Then we're good to go. What I want to do then, we're going to make a note. Need to remove it. Remove T on update. So that is when we reduce, our next step should not have this task available to it. But I'm wondering about the dependency. Also, I may want to just nuke the dep as well. Like I'm going to end up removing both of these things essentially. So let's see. If I have a dependency, then what I want to do, say let I'm going to do this like maybe a little more unoptimal than I would. I'm going to clobber available right now. I just say disjoin available T. I'm going to take the task out. I'm going to try and spell it correctly. So that's cool. If I have a dependency, oh, this is gross. I'm going to start somewhere though. If let, and I'm going to say available once more. It's going to be disjoint of available and taking that out. Oops, we'll let that out. If I don't, does it matter? In this case, boy, actually, it's a little more interesting. I could just flat out not worry about the update and just not, I mean, this is not terribly optimal code, but on the other hand, it's not maybe we're still working. Okay, let's go ahead and extract this other key out of there too. So this is our else block. It means I just want to, I don't have, that is the else of this inner if. So I don't have the dead dependency. So I'm just going to do that. And available in this scenario does need to be updated because I have at least removed the existing task out of it. And in this thing, this is the one where we're going to do ordered. We're going to conj the task dependency, conj the task, and available here is going to be our latest value for available. Let's see if that runs. And furthermore, let's see if that actually changed anything. Okay, we got eat breakfast, clean breakfast, socks, shoes, cook breakfast. So, well, I've got socks and shoes right. I feel like cook and eat breakfast was not right. And I think that's probably because of the nested dependencies. I knew this would be a problem. I just figured it wouldn't surface in this example, but Eric was a step ahead of me. It looks like, so let's see, we hit clean breakfast first. Clean breakfast should, eat breakfast. Clean breakfast should depend on eat breakfast. And eat breakfast should depend on cook breakfast. So what I figured I would need to do is kind of here, kind of recursively loop through the depths. So maybe let's just give it a shot. I'm gonna loop through depths so far. Give it a little depths prime signifier for no good reason. And this will do get depths t. I think maybe we want available also to be, well, no, actually, not yet, maybe. No, let's start off with an empty vector for that thing. Yeah, what's the general idea here? I want my thing where I say the dependency, current depth. Let's say a current task, I guess. Current task. Oh boy, I have some terrible variable names here. Current task is going to be t, I guess. Let's call it t prime, shorter. Okay, so in my inner loop, I got my t prime, which is my t, and I say if let d get depth t, so the same thing I was doing before. Oops, but I want to reference my inner variable now. If I've got that, then I still have a dependency left. So what I want to do in that case, okay, here's where I want my depths. I want my depths to be empty vector depths prime. Oh, dude, no, this is t depths. Oh, gross. Because I need this to reference. Anyway, I'm going to go a little messy. All right. Man, look at those little squigglies. It recently installed CLJ Condo, and between cursive's already excellent static problem checking and Condo, I'm getting a lot of editor feedback. All right. So I have a dependency here, and I've still got dependencies. I want to recur in my little loop with actually with D. Do I already? Oh, man, this is terrible. Okay. Now I want to recur D as the current task, and I want to conj onto tdepths. Oh wait, no, I don't. Yeah. Tdepths, the task steps. I'm going to conj D, so it's already there. Okay. So I recur, but I also sort of want to pull that out of available, right? Like I don't want that in available anymore. Maybe we'll worry about that later. Okay, but if I don't find a dependency, then that means there's nothing else in there. Then I'm wiped out, done. I need to basically return a state, the ordered state, that is conging that takes ordered. I think maybe we just concat ordered. I do want this to be in a vector, so we'll do that for now. Concat ordered that I've already got. I want my tdeps such as they are, and then I guess I'll just wrap t prime in a, because that should be the last dep. And in theory, if there were no dependencies of task at all, like it should just fall straight through to this, and all we'd end up doing is concatenating the ordered stuff onto just this will end at state. This will be an empty vector, so it'll end up with an empty list. Or sorry, with just appending the single new task that has no dependencies to it. And available needs to be, does disjoint take, ooh, wait. Let's see, I want to look at the docs for this thing. Key and keys, but that's not necessarily taking a collection, it's just variadic. But what I could do then is apply disjoint, and since I can pass arguments, I want t prime out of there. Oh, I need the thing I'm removing. And the other tdeps. Okay, I think I've got some extra crufty code around here. I think maybe that would sort of do what I want. Just looping till like going more depths. I'm dumping that in there. And I think I still wanted, oh, this is terrible. Man, I don't even think I need this temporary let anymore. Although I kind of feel like it's possible okay, so this example, Eric's example doesn't necessarily have this. So you could see a case where like a task, there are multiple things that depend on a higher level dependency, like multiple children that depend on a single parent, and I'm not handling, like, I feel like if I'm not modifying available as I go through, I could get in a case where it's potentially I could get an infinite loop, right? But for now, in this example, I don't think I need this anymore. I don't need to take it out because I'm not like referencing it later, and I actually am removing it here already. So I feel like that's probably good, but actually I need to like clean out some of this other stuff first anyway. I feel like what I want here, if it contains available at all, then I want to do my logic, or I want the existing state because there's something to do. Okay, so that part is good. This loop I just wrote, I want, you can see how poor of a refactor I am here. And the other case was, oh, I don't need the branch. The loop handles the case where there aren't any dependencies now. Before, that's kind of what my check was for, but the loop is bundling that all up, so I can drop this sucker entirely. I think I can also, I didn't need that available check anymore as was. Should be able to do that, and wow, okay. What do we get here? Eat breakfast, cook breakfast, socks. Clearly, I'm in a worse case than I was before. I'm missing some stuff, and it's probably my terrible names, to be honest. But that's okay. That's okay. Still feels like progress. Probably isn't. All right, let's follow this flow through. Get my task. If it is available at all, I do my stuff. Otherwise, I just return what I had. That's fine. Okay, so now I'm looping. I start off with my task and no dependencies. And I say, oh, can I get from my dependencies, should find up here, my task? If so, if I can, then I recur with that thing to the loop as the current task, and I conj onto the existing dependencies, the depths. So I kind of feel like I probably just need a little like debugging here. Let's look at what loop. Look what t prime and t depths are on each loop and see what's, oh, you know, maybe, no, that's fine, that's fine. Start somewhere. Bloop. Okay, so we start with loop, we start with clean breakfast, which is the first item in the thing there. It has no dependencies. Or actually probably should have. Well, if we print out the depths, we can kind of see it. What does cook breakfast have? And these are opposite of Eric's, the way I've done it. I look them up the other way. Anyway, so clean breakfast should be dependent on eat breakfast. And we kind of see that it is, right? Eat breakfast. Sure enough, like it shows up and it's in my list of dependencies, which is good. And then I loop back through and I get cooked breakfast. So actually, I'm okay there. I think the problem is that I don't end up putting on the original. Okay, that's my problem. I use t prime here at the end, and I probably don't want that. Probably in any case, at the end, after I finish looping, what I want to do is concat the original task onto there. That's what I'm probably missing. Let's take a look. Eat breakfast, cook breakfast, clean breakfast, socks, shoes. Okay. I'm still getting totally hosed on the order. Like socks and shoes are good. Neat. That's so great. But eat breakfast clearly should not be happening before cook breakfast, or rather cook breakfast should be happening before eat breakfast and clean breakfast. I actually have the depth stuff right there. Oh brother. It's because when I build these things up, I'm building up in reverse order. So probably when I finally do this, I need to reverse the dependencies there and then order it. So cook, eat, and clean, and then I got my socks and my shoes. So I got the order correct. That's nice. Oh, that's nice. Let's get rid of my debugging. Still there. I'm not in love with any of these names. Yeah, there's a couple of things. Like if I was gonna like rev on this for a little while longer. Oh man, I wonder. This worked out for me, I guess, but I feel like this should probably also be the original task instead of the dependency. Otherwise, I'm just removing basically the two things. I want to go see if everything still works. Breakfast, socks, shoes. Sure. I'm kind of curious. Did that end up being the order? Huh. I mean, I don't know. Technically, like ours is correct, but it's not exactly the output Eric put there. But he does say at least one order for the task, such as no task is done before its dependencies are done. I would argue that this is true for my code, but I am curious about what Eric is doing where he did not run that. One thing that would probably be a nice, just quick one is to give up on the T. And just, let's see, call that current or just task. And I don't like T prime particularly much. Check current task. Or maybe here, actually. I'm okay. I'm okayer with calling it T in the inner loop. And then T depths, I think, since that references the thing, that's okay. I feel okay-ish. What I would like is just to kind of think about that case where we have like multiple dependencies, like multiple child dependencies. guess the real question in multiple child dependency situation is, can I just go ahead and blow away the available dependencies? Like in theory, here, what am I trying to say? Anytime, like if we hit cook breakfast first, like if this is in the front of the loop, we should still wind up with the right order, or at least a non-dependent order. I'm worried that if like I hit one of those, like, well, I guess it wouldn't necessarily matter. All right, let's try and finish up train of thought. This is very, very stream of consciousness. It's probably not appealing at all. Sorry. If I blew this chain away before I got to, or like if I had cook breakfast before clean breakfast, it feels like things could explode badly. That is, but maybe it wouldn't matter. All right, what I'm saying is, let me try and finally finish that thought. If I process cook breakfast, then I would get eat breakfast. I have those two, and then who knows about clean breakfast? The way I'm doing things, I'm pulling these out of the available tasks because they're already taken care of. But I guess that shouldn't matter as long as clean breakfast appears after them in the list. Like I could cook breakfast, I could eat breakfast, or I could, cook then eat breakfast. I could put on my socks and shoes, and then I could circle back to clean breakfast. That's okay. And maybe that's all right. What I probably need to do here is maybe, let's do the shuffle. No, let's do this. Put my tasks, shuffle them, and then back them. And then we could kind of see socks, shoes, cook breakfast, eat breakfast, cook breakfast, eat breakfast, clean breakfast. Oh, no. Well, this is why we do our poor man's generative testing here. We kind of see that regardless of what I'm doing, apparently I'm not removing the tasks when they come up subsequently, which is kind of curious. That's interesting. Makes me want to put the, well, crap. Shoot, what I really wanted then, what I really wanted was to see what that exact output was, or input was. No, just saw something from James Reeves. I sort of want to pull in just to do it. More of this stuff. Let's pull in hash p maybe version. I think it was 1.0. I don't know. I haven't actually used it before. It's probably like a dev dependency, but who cares? I can fiddle on that later. Require hash p equal. All right, let's start the REPL back up. Get that dependency. And I think all it needs, then I can just do like this, which is crazy to me. Let's see. Unbound function hash p core p star. But should I not acquire this thing? Maybe not. I think I didn't. Oh man, I totally didn't. All right. Sweet. So now you can see this slick little output here. Socks, clean. Oh, this is neat. This is cool. Socks, clean breakfast, shoes, cook breakfast, eat breakfast. Ugh, it's totally wrong though. Wait. Oh, no, that's my shuffle task. Oh, I think I'm so clever, but okay. Socks is cool. Then cook breakfast and eat breakfast and clean breakfast and then socks, shoes. Oh, so close, right? Right? This is nice. It's kind of like, so it tells me like when I'm processing, when I get to shoes, because shoes is later, right? By the time I got back to shoes, clearly socks is still floating around uh, in the available land. So I feel like I'm not correctly um, pulling this out of here. It makes me wonder, maybe I had it right when it was the T, because I would have put the original task into the depths. I wonder, but why didn't this work here? I'm just going to try that though. Was this T? Let me pop down here. Cook breakfast, eat breakfast, clean breakfast. Great. Socks, shoes. That's right. Let's do that again. Socks, shoes, cook breakfast, eat breakfast, clean breakfast. Again, good. What order is it going to use it? This is why I wish I'd had this before when I was getting the duplicate. Well, I could probably just roll it over until well, I could undo the change, right? Right, folks? Mm-hmm. Cook breakfast, eat breakfast. Still good, man. Did I not reevaluate this thing? Just checking. Okay. All right. So in this case, I can totally just grab this bad thing. Maybe. Can I use the node over here? Oh. No, because my keyboard goes down there. That's gross. Okay, I can just grab the whole line. Dump that there. And by the way, this is the first time I've used this hash p like in any kind of anger. And James Reeves, wherever you are, very cool. I think that's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Okay, now I can let my tasks equal this bad version. And I can order the tasks with those and the dependencies. And boom. Yeah, cook breakfast. And if I just switch this to the last task again and run it, do I end up with a good one? No. Oh, crap. Well. I guess the plot thickens. Cook breakfast, eat breakfast. Sock, shoes. Okay, this is pretty solid. Man, now I'm actually curious. Is it better with the task removed? Nope, still got the double socks. Okay, cool. Even though I'm not using actual test check or anything, it's still nice to do some randomized testing here. Although, man, now I'm at a loss as to what's actually happening here. Maybe we can use a little more hash p action to well, I don't know. I'm probably still going to do print line debugging, folks. Let's see. Let's look at our. Or can I just do? No, that's not going to work. Okay. Loop T and T depths. Show me what you got. So we're coming to cook breakfast. We're coming to clean breakfast, but does cook breakfast not have any dependent? It doesn't. Eating depends on cooking. It has no depths. Clean breakfast has no depths? It must. Oh, here's the second follow through. If anything. Anyway, eat breakfast. And then we hit eat breakfast depends on cook breakfast, which is already there. Because our depths, because the dependencies haven't changed. because the dependencies haven't changed. I've added available as an extra set, and I feel like I didn't need it. I just needed the available as the depths map. Okay, all right. Because I am lazy, I'm going to take what I got here. I have a supposition that, okay, what I'm thinking is this available set thing, this guy, is like, it's just a set of tasks. And then when I'm like trying to look at my depths here, like this thing, that's actually should probably act more as a source of truth for what's left in the tree of depths. Because even in the case where I was worried about with multiple children, it doesn't matter as long as they get pulled in there before any dependent children like require them. As long as it's present in the list, I should be okay. We'll call this, just so I stop getting stupid, linter errors. Sometimes I don't know about these linters. I'll just call it something else. Maybe I want that debugging. Okay, so what I think I want to do is actually start off to start with a hash. So I need to probably change how that is working. Calling that available. And then I'm using a get. Well, so this is going to be available. If I can get my task out of available, that's the dependency. And then I want to recur. Oh, this is the inner loop. So that doesn't change. But when I bail, I need to change this. This is still good because I'm making my ordered list. This is going to change because I'm not going to use disjoint anymore. Disj. I'm going to dissoc these suckers from available. I think I still want the apply. I just want to pull all the task and associated dependencies that I pulled out because I don't want to look them up anymore. I've already looked them up. Maybe that'll work. All right, what do we got? What do you got for me? Cook breakfast, eat breakfast, clean breakfast, socks, shoes. Oh my goodness me. Let's get back into, man, what I really want now though. I don't necessarily want this particular order, but I would love just to have an assertion that says, oh crap, what happened here? Dude, I should just pull in test check and write a test for this case. This case is enough, sufficient enough. To provide some meaningful test output. Okay, this is the task order here. Instead, I'm creating like examples from my generative tests, like an animal. Okay. Cook breakfast, eat breakfast, eat breakfast. All right, what's happening here? Come to eat breakfast. Come to cook breakfast. We clean breakfast. This is still bright. Like, was this an illusion? Let's go check. That's good. Okay, we're all right there. Okay, come to cook breakfast. We eat breakfast. All right, now maybe. Now, perhaps. Is she tea again? Is this right? Cook, eat, clean, socks, shoes. Is this right? Cook, eat, clean. It is totally not. So clearly, I want task here. All right. Yeah, dude. Okay. All right, so we hit eat breakfast. We hit eat breakfast. We pull in cook breakfast, which is what we need before we can eat it. That's fine. Great. We have cook and eat, so that's great. Hit clean breakfast. Clean breakfast still hits eat breakfast. Oh, man. because all right, I kind of get the shape of the thing here, right? So we get cooked breakfast because we hit the clean breakfast steps and we're just pulling out the keys, right? But clean breakfast hasn't been removed yet, so its step is still there. So in other words, we don't necessarily want to put a depth in the chain unless it too is in the available tasks. Great. So let's see here. What would that look like? I could say, if I get the task, right? If I get the task, I also want to get its steps if it has any, and then recur, or not. At the time I'm writing it, they're already still there. Like I don't want to recur necessarily unless, okay, if it's there, the task was unavailable at all. Hmm. Hmm. Man, starting to feel kind of dumb. Probably am. This is something obvious. Okay. Well, and then in for penny and for pound now. Let's see. Yeah, I could. The overall thing is like, just because I have a key in there, like I want the key if it's in there. I don't necessarily want. I don't necessarily want the value, the dependency if it's gone, but I kind of need to like check. So I wonder if I need like the new available to be in here too and recur and remove it. Like, I mean, I could add that stuff. I feel like I'm getting like a reduce within a reduce here. So if I've got this task, okay. By the time I hit clean breakfast, I get eat breakfast as a dependency for that thing, I guess, right? Clean requires, yeah. Right. Man, even the tasks are tripping me up. All right, so I get clean breakfast. I get eat breakfast there, but I don't want to put that in because I've already got it. Like it's already in. I mean, it may already just be in the ordered in general. I could add a test, keep that like unique, I suppose. But like I don't necessarily care. I feel like we should be, I feel like we've got enough state floating around that we should be able to do it. So yeah, if I've got cooked breakfast, like I want to keep it. I want to iterate, or rather, I want to keep clean breakfast. But why is that ending up in the loop? Oh, because I get, oh man, I'm like getting out of a set or whatever I was doing. And yeah, that gets me the dependency. I kind of want to know, oh, which is exactly what I want because I've already got my task. If I get a dependency, but it's not in the, if it's not also in available, I probably don't want it. But on the other hand, I'm not really removing it from the available dependencies until like too late. So I feel like for one thing, I do need available to be here so that I don't wind up in a circular crawl. Like that should stop it. Let's call this A, I guess. We'll start off with the available. If I get the dependency, yeah, thanks for the underline because now it's bad. If I have a dependency, then I'm conjuring the dependency onto the list I've got. And I want to pull it out. I want to pull out task. Dissoc A T. And actually, in theory, that means I wouldn't need this. I should just be able, when I'm done here, just be able to go like that. I don't know. Let's go see. Does that give me anything? Does it still work with this thing? Cook, eat, clean, sock, shoes. This is still broken for this one. I would imagine so because I didn't really fix anything. But at least the code overall still works. We got cook, eat, clean. Okay, cool. So we didn't end up too far afield, and the available refactor seems to largely have worked. So the piece that's still missing is I have not pulled out, like I feel like I could maybe do like an and or something here. Let's see. I want like an and, well, that's stupid. All right, let's just say if I've got the dependency, now yet another check. If something, do this. That's my existing code. I want to say if also, if get available D, then I guess maybe go ahead and do the same thing we've been doing, recur with what we have. So, whoops, my email just popped up. Otherwise, if it's not available, if I can't get the dependency out of there, then like I've already got its dependencies, so I'm like done. I want to say there's no further to go. Is this another scenario where I could just stop? So I think at this point it is also time to stop. And again, I'll just refactor this. I could have copied and pasted it, but you know what? I like typing. I'm not gonna lie anymore. I'm gonna lie to myself. The original task, still want to do that. And available, I guess it's just A. Is it the whole thing? Let me just, maybe that's another stopping point. I'll leave it there. We'll see how that goes. New test. Eat, clean. Something broke. Eat, clean, eat, shoes. Wow. Okay. This is not right, so it's going to require a little more thinking from yours truly. I feel like, okay. Let's see. So if we do have the dependency available, what we want to do is keep working with what we got. If we don't have the dependency available, then I feel like we're done. There's no further to go. in this thing, so we may as well stop. But I feel like we're just not, like there's nothing to remove because the dependency from D is not there. But maybe I should dissociate. I mean, I guess like we could also just recur in another fashion. We just recur with like nil. We know that won't be in our dependencies. We don't, like I feel like we probably should put D, like D itself we know we want because it was there, it's just its depths aren't. And we can probably dissociate AT still. Maybe we don't need this guy. I don't know, a little far afield here. Cook, eat, clean. So our case before is back. But what about the new one that's still failing? Cook, eat, clean. Still getting two eats. Still getting two eats. What's happening? They get eat nil with cook breakfast. So we should just wind up with cook and eat, which we do, I think. What was our tasks here? We have eat. So we wanted to cook and eat, which is totally fine. But I am curious, like why? Maybe we don't end up conjuring tdips on there? How could we not? Oh, well, if we have a dependency and it has dependencies, we need to check. Dude, this is gross because like we're gonna check it in the loop anyway. All right, gross. So I need to like prevent whether or not I'm doing that on the next loop, possibly. Whew. Okay. I still feel like this is not what I want. Like I want the D is a dependency because I know it already is a dependency. There's just nowhere else to go with it. All right, let's get back to what we had. I feel like we did not gain anything. Cook, eat, clean. One thing that makes me kind of curious about this particular failed scenario is why, like, we didn't get socks, shoes, and then why end with clean breakfast? That seems a little strange. Like, shoes came in. We had socks. Did I have socks? No, I had socks first, then shoes. Anyway, worry about that for now. That's kind of strange, but I would have expected the way these tasks are coming in, I would have resolved socks before we actually resolved clean breakfast. And it's like right here. Huh. Eat. Yeah, socks comes up. But why didn't socks like show up? Weird, because it has no dependencies? Ah, oh, dude. Totally possible. Socks has no dependencies, so it doesn't actually show up in the list, so that will fail, and I'll just get the state. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. All right. Well. Let me see. Let's modify this thing now. Hot dang. Let's depths for it, is what that actually means. And available, I mean, we already were in there, so it doesn't matter. We'll just slap on available as is. Guess I could have done this with an update, but whatever, it's fine for now. Still good here? Not at all. Because I think we're not taking this into account. All right. Yeah, this one that was working, now broken, right? Yeah, cook, cook, eat, clean, socks, eat. Well, it is progress though, because at least I'm getting the clean breakfast dependencies in there first. All right, makes what that set was a good thing after all. You know, I think maybe having an idea of like what's in there may be useful. So I have the ordered thing, which is good. Oh boy, this is crazy. Crazy. Let's toss in used. That will be a set. And then I don't think I need available anymore. I can just use depths, I want to say. I'm pretty sure. Basically, what we can say, if contains used task, then we want this version. Well, wait, no, we don't want to do anything. We just want to return the state because we've already seen it. We've already used it. Otherwise, we want to do like our dev or dep dep stuff. I kind of feel like, well, I don't have available anymore. And you know, I kind of feel like also the depth thing. I'm just gonna call this depth though. I think I actually want to reify that in here. I'm just gonna, well, yeah. Okay, look. So if we have a task, if we've already seen it, it's already been processed, that's fine. So we've got a little bit of duplication here between ordered and used, but the purpose is different. Like ordered, like a set doesn't have any concept of ordering, but the whole point is to return an ordered set, right? So that is why I'm tracking these two separately. And the depths thing, I just want to bring in, and I still feel like it's useful to pull those out of the map. So we just don't keep walking the dependency tree if we've previously pulled something in. So that's why I'll toss it in the loop. And I want to keep having depths in here as whatever depths winds up being. All right. So let's see. Let's evaluate what we've got going on here. We've got our current task. All right, this we know we haven't seen it before if we've hit this loop. So we need our current task. Start off with our empty depths, and we've got our depths tree as it exists so far, or thus far. So what we want to do is, if we look at the same basic logic, I guess, what are we doing? We're saying, does this task have any dependencies? If it does, great. Then let's use that dependency as the next current task and conj this dependency onto the dependencies we've seen so far. Okay, and we also want to pull the dependencies that we've seen out so we don't keep like walking in a circle. Just remove it out. And once any task has pulled a dependency, then presumably if something depends on it, We don't want to keep walking back up its dependencies, so it's cool to pull that out. All right, so if we look once more at our, like we're done looping, we didn't find a dependency for this thing, then what we want to do is, I think maybe we just leave it on there for now as is, but I need to add the used bit to it. Man, I just kind of trying to alphabetize these, and it doesn't matter at all. Then what we want to do is maybe into a set, or just, yeah, I guess. Let's just do concat or Clojure set union used and set. What have we seen so far? Probably the same thing, right? I guess I could just go set ordered, right? Like that's the easiest thing. Gross. Let me just grab this. Makes me wonder if I need this as a separate piece of state at all. But we'll see. And what do we wind up with? Cook, cook, eat, clean, sock, socks, juice. Now we're getting feels a little closer to me in some, well, I don't know. We already had this one fixed, so what does this look like? Cook, eat, socks, eat, clean, socks, shoes. Okay, that does seem like progress in that it is dependencies just appearing twice. I can kind of see it. Let's see. So the problem here is that I still get that initial dependency even if it's already in use. I feel like so I want to like do like a set difference, right? I want to pull those out. Oh boy. Okay, let ordered into, well, nope, I don't want to set at all. New stuff. New stuff. Concat. Nope, don't want to concat that yet. Concat. Reverse tdeps and task. And then with new stuff, I want to, let's make this a set. Nope, I don't want to set. Shoot. Remove used. And then I feel like concat new stuff. That's going to be the same thing again. Why is this complaining? Resolve simple. Oh, yeah, fine. Whew. Cook, eat, clean, socks, shoes. Cook, eat, socks, clean, shoes. Great. Socks, shoes, cook, eat, clean. Cool. Socks, shoes, cook, eat, clean. Cook, eat, socks, clean, shoes. Great. Cook, socks, shoes, eat, clean. It's looking good. Looking good. At long last. Does the code look good? I feel like this is the worst code. Like it's pretty darn close to the worst code. Like this is clearly just bad. Like interesting that I have basically the just duplicated state. Um, but it's not the end of the world, I suppose. Um, I actually think like what am I doing? Doesn't matter. I'm doing this once, so like I absolutely 100% don't feel like I need to keep this used going across. Oh, like I use it in two places. I really like it in a long enough chain. Like this is premature optimization. It's just thinking. If I had like a long chain of this, like I don't want to do a lookup here. Just be O-len lookup. So having a set of it is nice. So if there's some other way to like do it, then cool. I mean, on the one hand, yeah, it's nice to have it here. Nice to have it here. I guess like I can just concat and then just new stuff it up. Ooh, my. Are these like what is pulling it? Are these pulling their weight? Is depth pulling its weight? Feels like it. I need that there to dissociate it. Um, that feels relatively clean. Part of it also just feels like this almost seems like a reduced, like having a loop inside the reduce feels a little crazy to me. But maybe not. So if the state, if we've already got the task in there, we don't need to do anything with it. Like we've done it. We've pulled it in. That covers the case where we've already pulled in a task. So I like having that there. That's cool. And it sort of means like having a set. Like I just like having a set for that. The only other thing I guess is if I had a, well again, like if I was tracking it in a map or something, that'd be good too, I guess. Like maybe there'd be a way to like redo this with some metadata, but even there, pretty dumb. So that seems like use is useful there. Just return the state, which is nothing to do. Otherwise, you just dig into this recursive business here, where we, get the depths. This is okay. Start off with all the depths. We're like the recursive traversal seems okay there. I like the idea. It seems pretty sound. I mean, at this point, yeah. Anyway, we just remove tasks from the depths as we go through it, which is cool. We get them in the right order. Also, that's pretty good. I wonder. It doesn't matter at all. But if I do that, I think I can just skip this reverse step. Let's take a look. Cook socks. Cook socks. Eat clean shoes. Yeah, man, this seems all right. My failing case from before, still okay. Cook, eat, clean, sock, shoes. Good times. Just using these. I don't mean it doesn't. It's so unimportant, but I don't need to reverse a list. why not do that? Don't love the name new tasks or new stuff. Let's call it new, maybe tasks instead. Yeah, it seems okay. And then depths is the new depths without the stuff removed. I mean, it's all right. It's fine. I'm not like super proud of this necessarily. But it's okay. Oh crap. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. I actually don't like, well, yeah, okay. All right. Works for this case. Works for this case. I think it's pretty good. I'm not going to belabor it anymore because it's already gone on long enough. And yeah, so I don't know if anyone is ever going to watch this. I'm still not convinced I'm going to upload it. But if there's anybody out there that watched it, thank you for suffering through this. This is, I have a new respect for the people that can actually do this well and on a regular basis. Yeah, this is hard, kind of like going stream of consciousness and talking about my tasks or talking about giving my thoughts while I'm trying to like solve the problem, especially when I run into problems. Because you feel like kind of a fool, even if no one's actually watching you do it. Anyway, thanks again. This has been kind of fun. Thank you.